Hello, hello, hello. All right, so you guys should be able to hear me. Let's see. Test 1 2. If anyone's watching in chat, you guys can comment so that I could actually see you guys. I don't know if I can or not. I guess what we can do is see if I can see this here. So if anyone's watching, if you guys could comment in the chat just so I can make sure that the comments are actually working. I'm not sure if they are or not, but we're trying a few things that are new today. Multi-chat, just to see if multi-chat comes through, and we're testing, what else? We're testing all these cool little overlays here that I've got here to see if everything's working okay. Just driving out of my neighborhood here, and then I'll come on camera. I'm trying to clean my windows here first. All right, let's see. Let's drop this overlay. Bam. There we go. We're also testing the widescreen on this phone to make sure that it actually works. So by default, we're using like the 0.5. I think I might actually have to wash my windows because it's probably not going to show all that great. Let's see. Let's test this out. Let's do picture-in-picture. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to either that. Let's see. The windows are super dirty. Let's go over here. There we go. That's a little better. Where are we gonna put this? Let's put this up here for now. See how that goes. All right, cool. I'm gonna, I guess since nobody's testing the chat, I'll just test it myself. See if it actually works. If I can do that. Let's see. So we're testing TVU Go, and let's see if this works. Does this work? Yay, it does. Nice. So right now we have, we're streaming to 3 different platforms: Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. And I'm seeing if it can, seeing if the multi-chat actually works. So depending on which platform you're watching this on, it could output correctly. Actually, I am going to wash my windows. Let's go over here. Before we go anywhere, let's see, does this have a stick? No. Are they all gone? What? How about this one? Does this one have it? No. What the heck? They're all gone. Woo. Crossover. So we're gonna go to Redrocks. Well, we're gonna drive, and hopefully we'll go to Redrocks. We'll see. Currently we've got 2 connections. The other thing too I want to test is like disconnect protection to make sure that it works okay. But here's the cool thing. There's a few people that have been asking about disconnect protection, which we have, but also like privacy screens. So one of the things that I did, so we're thinking about integrating privacy screens on like inside of the app natively. But I think before we do that, or before we consider that, I was just kind of testing to see, you know, what that could potentially look like. Let me clean out my windows here. So we have like a few options for that. So one of those options is, right now I'm in my overlay, and so I just created just some quick external overlays. I should have brought my sunglasses. I guess I didn't think about that. It's so bright. But one of the main ones is like privacy. So a lot of streamers have been asking for like, you know, quick privacy screens. So I've got one here where you can enable the privacy screen, but it still keeps your audio, you know, up and running, obviously, which is cool. So that if you're, you know, in an area and you need privacy, you can just enable that pretty quickly. And then the other option, let me cut back to myself. So I have this problem on my phone. My phone always overheats. So my phone totally overheated because every time it sits on my dash, it just like cooks and then just overheats like in 5 seconds. So it doesn't take too long to overheat, which isn't good. So yeah, that's fun. Let's see if my overlays, I don't think my overlays survived that one. Yeah, it didn't. So we'll put back my overlays. And then we'll go back to, let's flip this out. So the double tap still works. Currently, again, we're going to Redrocks, but I have a feeling my phone might actually overheat again. So let's do, actually, here we go. All right, we're getting back into the shade, so hopefully it's not gonna overheat again anytime soon. But super nice out right now, which is cool. But see, we've got the sun that's just like super bright. But I put on my AC, so hopefully nothing overheats here, but it might. So we'll do picture in picture again. Anytime you go to picture in picture, it switches to 30 frames a second, because Apple, that's like a limitation in Apple. You can't support 30p and you can't support 60p at the same time that you're streaming. Lag? Is that what you're saying? Lag. Yeah. I'm assuming that says lag. But also, like, I'm going to the inside the mountain, so that could be the issue. See how hot my phone is. Not too bad. Like I said, my phone overheated. So hopefully when I turn right now, it's not gonna be as big of an issue because the sun isn't like directly beating down on my phone. But that is the issue, like in Colorado, because in Colorado you're closer to the sun, so therefore it's gonna like melt your phone. Let's feel it. Nope, so far so good. This is like a perfect time to go to Redrocks, which is kind of cool, which is where we're going right now. But one of the features that we added is, by default, we use the wide angle camera, so it's pretty nice. But it only works on like the newer phones. It doesn't work on any of like the older phones. So something to keep in mind. See if we're still lagging, or if it's okay. I think it's okay. I guess I should probably fill out stuff for other platforms just to make sure that it's good too. I will likely make myself smaller when we get to Redrocks. I actually missed the turn that I was supposed to go to, but we'll just kind of drive around Redrocks for a little while and show Redrocks off and see if somebody can organically find me, or see if somebody organically finds the stream. So that's Redrocks off to the left that we see. Do a temperature check. I think we're okay. I'm putting my my AC fans like pointed at the phone, so Hopefully it doesn't overheat again. Even though it doesn't really work all that great right now. Can I go here? No. Whatever, Jessica. It's on the wide angle, so I gotta fix the little mount so that it doesn't show like the mount. But check this out, this is like a perfect time. Like actually like in a 45 minutes would be like a better time. But we'll drive through Redrocks and see how everything looks. I wish some people would be able to comment like on Kick and YouTube just so that I can see that working. Because basically what I'm doing is I have multi-chat enabled. So basically if you're commenting on YouTube, Kick, or Twitch, it should say what platform you're coming in from, and then it should like notify me of the like which platform you're on and all that stuff. I think I took the wrong turn. Let's see. No, I did not. Did we miss the time that we were supposed to do this? I think everyone's like, oh, is there a concert today? There may be a concert. Let me shrink that down a little bit. Where's this going? Let's move that up. And then we can make that a little bit bigger. There we go. Ooh. Is this hot? No. I think it's okay still. I haven't been outside in a long time and everything's like green now, which is cool. If there's a concert, I won't be able to like get back out. So hopefully not. Where's the new overlay? Oh, so yeah, one of the things that I was testing is a couple of different features for streamers. So one of the big things for like large streamers is they want two things: privacy, and then like just their normal overlays of being able to have like a, hey, starting soon. So for example, let's say if for some reason I wanted privacy right now, I can just click my privacy screen while still talking to you guys, and it should say privacy enabled. So actually, so that, you know, you get to your spot and everything. Actually, let me take this off here real quick. Hello. Oh, let's go. So parking. All right, we're gonna try to go in here. It says parking $15, but I'm not going to any of the things. This is a cool view right here. This whole drive is pretty sick. Should probably straighten that out a little bit, huh? How about that? Is that any better? There we go. But yeah, it's super, super pretty here. And it's like pretty close to my house. So I think we'll wait till we get to a better spot. And then one thing, if you can pay attention, we might cut out here around this corner. If we cut out, look at how long it takes for the disaster recovery clip to switch. It should switch still pretty seamlessly, but we ended up updating a couple of things, so it might look a little bit different. So be on the lookout for that one. So that if it switches, like how long did it take to switch? Because it shouldn't really pause the video or make the video freeze, or if it does freeze, it should switch relatively quickly after the freeze. So I've never actually done any hikes here because it's also still very low in elevation. So because it's low in elevation, it gets super hot in this area. So this is the area that it might disconnect in, because the signal for some reason breaks up around this area. But dang, dude, I didn't realize how green everything is right now, which is kind of nice. That's cool. Yeah, I think there's some sort of concert going on tonight. I don't know. Who would go to a concert on a Thursday, though? You know what I'm saying? Not me. It's getting close to my bedtime. I'm not going to the event.
Oh, sorry, this road's closed.
Oh, it's closed?
Yeah.
All right, so do I go back in and then just turn around?
Yeah, if
All
you
right.
like.
Yeah, cool, thanks. Boo. I guess no Redrocks today. So I have to turn around. Well, at least we can see the pretty view on the way out. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. You too. This side is super sick. Okay. So we'll go ahead and just cover the. Let me check my phone's temperature. All right, it's okay. So two features. Actually, no, we're gonna stay here because it's super pretty. Is the stream choppy? The preview kind of seems a little choppy for me. I assume it's because the phone is getting a little hot. Anytime the phone gets hot, everything appears a little bit choppy. Okay, that's good. Yeah, for me the preview's choppy, so but it doesn't look like that's affecting the output. So once we get out of here, I'll demonstrate the privacy screen stuff because the rest of the drive's kind of lame. I don't know if I like the colors on the iPhone 17. This is the 17 Pro. Wait, 17? Yeah, 17 Pro Max. I don't like the colors. The colors look very artificial, kind of like Android, in the way that the colors expose and render. In general, like I think once you hit like an iPhone 13, everything does kind of look a little artificial. But yeah, I bet you we can probably get out here and walk over here. Should we do that? Should we do that? Yeah, let's do that. And then I'll just demonstrate demonstrate that stuff here. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna repark, because if more cars start coming, it's gonna be a nightmare to try to get out. So we're gonna back into this parking spot here. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna leave that. Put this in here. We're gonna hook up this little mount, do some mounting action. Fix that. Okay. Let's see here. Ooh, the phone's getting toasty. Nice and toasty. Da-da-da. Okay, let's do this. I'm just enabling this just for fun, like not for any particular reason. So one thing that I was going to mention is like a lot of larger streamers in particular were requesting like, hey, you know, Go is pretty awesome, but one of the things that we're missing is some sort of privacy screen. So this is kind of what we're testing here, is that privacy screen. So the idea is that if a streamer is in their neighborhood or they don't want something streamed, they can easily kind of toggle this on and off. Currently, I'm just using the external overlays for this. So I'm not actually using anything like dynamic or different. We'll go ahead and shut that off. Now we're over here. We'll walk around. Oh, check this out. Look, there's a little deer. Oh wait, can I not? Hold on, let me shut this off. Switch the view by double tapping. That deer looks kind of homeless. This is a jacked up deer. Looks like a California deer. Looks like it's been through some rough patches in its life. That's awesome. Hey, curious if anyone's watching. So when I zoom in and it switches the cameras, do you see it like breaking up or like weird when I'm zooming? Here, let me see if I can. Oh, screen recording's not enabled. All right, I'll have to come back to this. So when I'm zooming, you see like a weird glitch. So there was a glitch right there. Yeah, the color shifting is gonna happen. But when I'm zooming, like there's a glitch. Yeah, that's kind of dumb. So we'll have to look at that and figure that out. You know where I haven't gone? I haven't gone this way before. Let's go this way. Uh-oh. See if my image is still good. I haven't gone this way before. So this is where we'll go. I like, by the way, if you have a new phone, using an iPhone 17 or like a whatever, the Ultra 16, I don't know what the Ultra phone is right now, but both of those will use the widest angle lenses on the front facing and then also the back facing by default. We'll use like the back facing by default regardless, but the front facing is nice because you don't have to like hold your phone way out here. You can just casually hold it, you know, wherever, which is kind of cool. So for future Socrates, one thing we're gonna have to do is enable like a, oh look at that, that's kind of cool. We're gonna have to enable like a more seamless zoom. The reason why we zoom the way that we do is because it saves on phone resources. So by leaving it where we're supposed to, oh man, I'm already getting winded, that's not good. It's the elevation, I'm dying. Is there somebody on that hill? Check that out, hold on. Let's see. Go to single. Is there somebody on top of there? Is that, no, those are trees, right? Or no, birds? I think they're birds. So every time it shifts the camera, it's like kind of lame, right? Got to fix that one. So future Socrates needs to get on that one and write something. Forgot what I was talking about. What was I talking about? I don't know. It's super nice, actually, and the weather's pretty decent. Oh, look it. Check it out. Here's another one. This deer doesn't look as homeless. It actually looks pretty nice. Seeing wildlife in all these places right now. It's kind of cool. The iPhone 17 is pretty sick because of the wide angle. So back to privacy screen stuff. So the signal could be cutting in and out. Just depends on, because I'm getting like network quality glitches here and there. But look at how nice this view is. It's pretty cool. So nice. That's cool. Yeah, it didn't give me a notification that we were reconnected, I don't think. So I'll have to figure out how long it takes to do that. So back to the story that I've been trying. By the way, what kind of mushroom is this? Think it's edible? Should we try? So a lot of larger streamers request privacy screens. So I was able to test that. So anytime you want to have a privacy screen, you can keep your microphone enabled and talk to chat while the privacy is going. The other thing too that some of these guys want is, look at that. Now it's like getting a little windy. It's pretty nice. So interesting. So one of the things that just happened is my Wi-Fi and my cellular connection dropped at the same time, and then it said that it was going, like, it dropped, said that it was adjusting the quality, and then it just came back. Yeah. I know, right? So the other thing is, like, anytime your stream is starting up, you can put that on screen where it says stream is starting soon. Ideally, like, we're gonna have music support so that if people want to create like music, you know, they can do that. But let's go this way. It's kind of cool. But future Socrates, if you can check, for some reason your connection's completely dropped, and I have no idea why, but both Wi-Fi and cellular just randomly dropped. So we ended up reconnecting, obviously, but that should not have happened. Yeah, there's nothing here, just road. Here I was thinking we were gonna go somewhere cool, but there's more over here. But I think we'll go for a little bit and then we'll kind of move from there. I should have enabled screen recording on this phone before I started so that I could like record what was happening on the screen, but I forgot, and it's too late now because, or actually, if I enable it, let me think about this. If I enable it, the disconnect protection will come on. Is it really? Boo. I have, hold on, let's try this. Let's see if this works. Voice isolation kind of sucks, but you tell me if it's any better. So I just turned on voice isolation and it's windy. So this is the built-in voice isolation on the actual microphone itself. Look how nice that is. Super cool. Oh, it's worse. Yeah, I think we're just gonna remove that feature as a whole, because for some reason it's like jacked up. How about this? Let's see if the phone, the mic has good built-in. I'm gonna press the button. So tell me if that changed anything on the microphone. I just clicked it, and I'm not sure if that's voice isolation like built into the actual microphone or if it's something else. So let's test that. Wait, did I not bring my, I didn't, did I? Well, hopefully no one doesn't jack it. Okay, so that's the built-in. All right, so I'm gonna click it again, and then you let me know if it changes the sound of the audio. So I just changed it. Okay, nope. This microphone, I don't think has voice isolation built into it, but the other microphone that I have by Ceramonic does have built-in voice isolation. This is kind of cool. Okay, so my Wi-Fi and my cellular just randomly dropped, which is super weird. Dude, this is super nice. All right, I think we're gonna make our way back down. I gotta write all this crap up and figure it out, see what's going on. We'll stream, we'll make our way back down to the car, and we'll keep streaming until I get home. But hopefully no one broke into my car and jacked my phone. they do, whatever. It's all good. Or maybe I left it somewhere. Who knows? I didn't realize everything was green right now, though. So, again, here's what's cool. Overlay, it's like, hey man, there's something going on that I don't want anyone to see. So you can put that cool little overlay, or you can stop it, one or the other. Double tap to change the orientation, which is kind of cool. So if you want to switch things up, you can switch them up pretty quickly. And then I'm the larger one, that's the smaller one. If I want to switch it quickly, and just double tap it, and there we go. Today we're rolling with the Fujifilm X106, which is becoming like one of my favorite digital point and shoot cameras. Oh, it's probably windy again. Let me see. Let's experiment with this. Let's do one more. Testing 1, 2. Test. I don't know what those buttons do. Can you hear me still? Testing 1, 2. Something happened. Turned blue or green. So let's see if it if it got more sensitive, or if it's just, you know, you can hear the wind. The other thing I can do is I can put the microphone on the inside. Yeah, maybe let's do that. Let's do that. Hold on. Dun, 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 dun. So let's do. All right, let's try this. Boom. We're going to move the microphone to the inside to see if that improves anything. All right. Is that still windy? Hopefully, maybe it cut the wind down a little bit. Bam. It's like super windy right now. So it might not make any difference. Testing 1, 2. Hello. So 2 things, I guess. I need to add stabilization. How's the stabilization with this? It looks pretty decent, but I think we might need to add more stabilization back. Again, it's like a balance between resources that the phone takes up and then other things. So if I zoom it, does that look pretty stabilized as well? I think it looks pretty stabilized. So yeah, I think we'll have to do better stabilization, and then also like smooth zoom. I think we also need to figure out how to optimize the smooth zoom just to see how choppy it is. Let's see if there's any deer again. I don't think so. Whoa. Ow. Yeah, something's going on where the whatchamacallit just like completely dies, which is really weird. Let's do this. We're gonna test disconnect protection, which I think like works fine. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut my cellular and my Wi-Fi. Currently we're bonding, so I've got a MiFi or a hotspot, and I'm connected to the phone, so I'm using 2 different connections. But let's go ahead and cut these. Okay, so I cut the connections and we should be back. Hopefully we're back. I also did not get a notification when we're back. So I think that's like the second time that's happened where we haven't gotten notifications when we've come back to stream, which we need to get more consistent at doing. So for future Socrates, if you can look at when we're coming back, if you can look at better notifications, because we were pretty consistent at notifications, but for some reason it's a little inconsistent. So we'll see. So let's do this again. Boom. We'll do this single view. I guess the color is kind of growing on me, but yeah, I think the stabilization needs a little bit more work. What do you guys think? Check this out. It's a cool little view. So remind me, when I zoom in, does it break up every time it, so it breaks up usually in the transition right there. So right there, right there, right there. So anytime it transitions the lens, which again, we can address, but the reason why it's like that is because it's like a balance between the resources that the phone takes up as well as other things. So let's drop that privacy screen again. And no. Ugh. Getting back in the car. Oh. I only have that privacy screen up mainly just to test it, to see how everything goes. And yes, nobody stole my phone, which is a good thing. This guy next to me, there's a guy with a truck next to me who looks like he's had a pretty rough day. Let's do this. All right, moving my mic back to my shoulder. Let's take this out, put this back on the mount, and turn the privacy screen back off. I'm digging that. But the issue, like the challenge right now is like it's not like built in natively to the app, so we probably should consider building it natively into the app or something, you know? Let's go. Let's dual this. There we go. Alrighty. Gonna make our way back. But yeah, I guess because then, like, if we build it into the app, we have to support multiple clips, obviously, and then we have to support like showing it, which is a lot harder to do, is to show it like on the preview. What's easier is like having that feature built natively into the app and having the screens. I don't know. It's easier if like we don't give people choices and we don't allow them to build their own stuff. So I don't know. I'll have to think about that a little bit more to see how we want to do that. Yeah, broken AC, not fun. Let's see if that. Ugh. Now we'll go through this little town, which is kind of nice and pretty. I forget what the name of this town's called. I do like the multi-chat overlay stuff. It's like a really good solution. But it would be nice if we just did it natively inside the app, which again I think we're working on, but it's not currently built out. We've got to figure it out still. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. There's a corner store right there that's like now closed. I'll go over there and start a business. All right, let's recap here while we're on our way back. So just a couple of things that we're testing, mainly for creators or larger creators, is two things. It's like being able to do their own like custom overlays really easy inside of the app. So this is mainly for one of the creators, but the idea is that, you know, if you don't want to show something on chat, but you want to still give the ability to actually talk, you can enable a privacy screen while you're talking to your chat. So like if you're at home, you can do that, you know, and then you can undo it. Or, you know, in the beginning, if you want to start up, you know, your stream is starting up soon and you're waiting for your chat to come in, you know, you can also do that. So to be quick, here's two things that we're testing. One is privacy screen. So you can enable a privacy screen, talk to your chat while you're enabling, or you can mute. You can also, you know, before your stream starts, you can, you know, have this up where it says stream start soon. And yeah, that way you can do something cool. I've got to figure out if we can support music, because today we have the ability to have music on there, but I just don't know if it outputs, which would be sick, because then people would obviously want like the startup screen to have music, and then they can transition to themselves. So it's like a little mini switcher without having a mini switcher, and it's super like responsive and nice. You only have to like load it the first time, and then everything else follows, you know, pretty easily. So two really cool, you know, professional features. All right, I think we're gonna call it. How long have I been streaming for? 43 minutes. So that's a shorter stream compared to what I normally do. Actually, let's go to one more place here. There's because right now with the weather, the way that the light is, there's a military cemetery here, and it's pretty cool. It's like if you've ever been to like Arlington National Cemetery, it's like that, but it's obviously not. And it's in Colorado. I forget what it's called. Fort Logan, I think, is what it's called. So we can go over there here real quick and check that out. Yeah, I definitely don't like this camera. I think, but one thing I think is enabled. I think HDR is enabled on this camera, so I need to shut that off. Because the reason why I know that is because behind me it should be like blown out a little bit, but you can see like the exposure is pretty even outside and on my face. So from a dynamic range standpoint, there's some processing going on to like even out the background from the foreground elements. So again, some nerd stuff that I just need to probably figure out on my own. Dude. The other thing that we should probably add is like viewer count. So we need to support like two things. So viewer count from if you're streaming to one platform, but then aggregation of viewer count if you're streaming to like multiple platforms. So that's something that I think needs to also be figured out. I wish I could zoom in here while I'm driving, but it's going to be too shaky because you can see the skyline of Denver, just like until we get over this hill, and then you can't see it anymore. All right, we are going to one more location, which is Fort Logan Cemetery. So if you've ever been to Arlington, it's not as nice as Arlington National Cemetery, but it still is kind of cool to go to and like visit, which is cool. Is my stuff ready yet? Oh, it's already 7 o'clock. Boo. Okay. Well, it's too late to do that now. Look, I got some Rembrandt lighting. What time is it? 7:20. So for future Socrates, 7:20 in UTC time. Remember that. I don't know what that is conversion wise, but there's definitely an issue from the adjustment. So I'm on a beta version of the app. So there's a couple of things we changed to optimize like stability in the stream, but I think it's messing up something up because one of the things that it does is it drops your Wi-Fi and your network connection at the same time, and that's what just happened multiple times. So I don't know what's going on, but something happens to where it drops those connections and then it like doesn't come back for a little bit. I think that has to do with the packet. They adjusted something with how the packets are transitioned. So instead of so for example, if your network sucks and you don't have enough bandwidth, which I did, my network looked fine from an aggregation standpoint. But if for some reason packets have a hard time sending, it's supposed to make some sort of adjustment to help with that so that your signal stays solid. But in this case, it just drops your network connection entirely, as if you shut off your Wi-Fi and your cellular connection, which is really weird. So I think we need to have engineering look at that, which I'll need to write up as soon as I get back. So what we'll do is we'll drive this section here real quick, and then I'll just stop the stream so that we can start on that, which is kind of lame, but whatever. Hopefully we can get that fixed and patched today. Yeah, this is nice. So maybe we'll get out if there's like not a lot of people. Maybe we'll get out because like the way the sun is hitting these right now is pretty nice. Or maybe we will snap a photo. Yeah, let's maybe do that. So the way that the sun is hitting these sections right now is pretty cool. Let's do that. What are we gonna do? We are going to put you guys back in here. Let's put that down. Let's adjust this. Should we turn off the car? Yeah, we're gonna turn off the car just for a little while. This is pretty. Yeah, I knew the light would be kind of sick. Let's do this. We're going to switch back to the single camera. AI viewers, nice. We'll switch back here. Adjust that. Is that on the wide? Yeah, it is on the wide. Snap some shots. Oh, you know what? Why does that look like that? Huh. Oh, I know why. Hold on. Let's adjust that. Set our ISO. That's kind of cool. Let's change the actually let's do F16 so that everything is in focus. What's weird is like it looks like stuff is zoomed in and it's not supposed to be. I need to look at that. Do this one. That's cool. Oh yeah, something's definitely different. I gotta look at that. Still don't totally get how the zoom, like the digital zoom works on this camera. So I've gotta figure that out. But the important thing is that I got the photo. So that's all that matters. I'm gonna go back. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna cut the stream here because I need to get with engineers to fix this issue that we ended up running into. So let's end on. You know what's funny is I was gonna make another overlay, which I didn't, but I should have. Which I'll make it at some point. So like whenever you end your stream, you click it, and it has the Go animation. So I think I need to add that in here. All right, that is it. Thank you for coming along on this fun and exciting journey. And